Unless you're new to this channel, you would have seen the number of custom mechanical keyboards I've built so far. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to purchase your own. You might think that this information is unnecessary, but I assure you that it is definitely not intuitive for newcomers in this hobby. I didn't know where to get, well, everything. I saw videos of both tantalizing, thwacky and clacky builds, listened to hours and hours of long typing ASMRs while I worked at my full-time job, watched fun and interesting videos by Keyboard. But that's about it. None of these YouTubers really took my hand and showed me how to get my hands on a kit, just like how they did it. So today, I thought to fill in some missing details and also go through some mistakes that I made when I first got into this hobby. Now, the number one mistake I made was to think that I can buy a keyboard directly. Under normal circumstances, if you wanted to buy anything, you go onto the brand's physical store or webpage, head on to the collection or catalog and outright pay the money to buy it. So that was what I did. I saw a board that I really liked, but unfortunately it was out of stock. So I bookmarked the webpage and returned every few weeks to see if the board I wanted was in stock. What I did not know then was that, in this hobby, group buys are the norm instead. So basically, I spent all that time waiting for nothing. Don't worry, I'll get to explaining how group buys work later so you won't miss a thing. Mistake number 2 is to buy a keyboard or keyboard part directly from a designer. One of the first group buys that I joined back then was the GMK Keycaps. I didn't understand the concept of regional vendors, so I just randomly visited Dixie Mac, now known as OmniType, to buy it. I went to the webpage and saw that the group buy was still running, so very excitedly I joined in. However, that was also a wrong move. Instead of buying directly from them, I should have gone through regional vendors in order to save more on shipping costs. So what exactly is a group buy? You can think of group buy as a Kickstarter project. Like a Kickstarter, you pay the amount upfront and you receive the keyboard hopefully a few months later. Group buys are a necessary evil because demand for custom keyboards is just not that high. Unlike big companies like Logitech or Razer, a lone designer or even a design studio does not have enough money to pay manufacturers upfront to get a board produced beforehand. Instead, they collect money from you through group buys in order to pay the manufacturers first and then deliver the product after. Group buys are typically run through regional vendors instead of going through designers themselves. Some designers with sufficient manpower may choose to run a group buy on their own, but that is definitely not the norm. I highly recommend going through regional vendors to save on shipping. These designers have different origins, like the United States, Europe, China, Malaysia, etc. And shipping may or may not cost a bomb, depending on where you are. So for me in Singapore, a few Southeast Asian vendors here include KB, Hex Keyboards, Mecha Store, Mono K, QWERTY, and Zion Studios. Designers would contact these vendors to bring in a limited quantity of their boards to ship to buyers in the region. In this way, prices are definitely more friendly on the wallet than if you were to say ship a board directly from an international designer. In some cases, however, it might be more beneficial to get from the designers themselves. And this is another segue to my next point. So what now after you miss the group buy? Is the keyboard that enticed you far from your reach? No. Nearer the fulfillment of group buys, extras are likely to be available, though at a slightly higher price than during the group buy phase. Designers usually order extra sets, so that in the event of any returns of flawed sets, they can replace them. They also order extras for sale, because they know some people are likely to have missed the group buy period, for whatever reason, and they want to provide an opportunity to purchase a keyboard from them. Extras are really limited, so if you are really desperate for that one keyboard that you really like, you might want to check out the designer's webpage, or even another regional vendor's website, should you not manage to snag one in your own region. Very rarely will group buys lead to a permanent in-stock sale. An outlier is Keychron, who began working on Kickstarters and now sell budget to mid-tier boards through either their own website or through distributors. And another is Mode Designs, who are still selling the AT and Sonnet today, both of which are amazing customizable premium options. Failing all of these, if you are really unlucky and aren't able to outclick the rest of the desperate buyers, you can look in the aftermarket. The most popular and perhaps most notorious place to look will be on Mad Market on Reddit. Prices here though are very up and down. You may find a good deal for a keyboard, but if the board you're looking for is really hyped, you might end up paying many times more. Other places you can look are eBay, Facebook groups, and Discord. Most design studios and regional mechanical keyboard communities have their own Discord channels, so I would say this is the last chance at getting a board. Not to mention, you get to talk to and meet new people along the way. Before the group buy stage, an interest check is usually carried out to gauge public interest. At this stage, designers send out a survey on GitHack and Reddit, getting feedback on the design choices, colorways, and then iterate to get to a final design which the community wants to buy. you can start following a project at this interest check stage without paying a single dollar. Once interest check ends, designers will then announce the finalized group buy period and sales channels on GitHack and Reddit. For those that have a Discord channel, you can check the Discord announcements and updates to get more information. For me, my primary sources are from Discord channels. I follow designers and vendors alike, just so I don't miss a thing. To summarize, here's the different opportunities where you can get a mechanical keyboard. This is also the same process to get keycaps for your keyboard. That's it, see ya!